Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host, and today's episode is on soul contracts, relationships. Before we dive in, let me just give you a quick introduction. So, what I've prepared for today's episode is an overview of the souls, the soul levels, the souls that we are to each other, the contracts that we are here to fulfill with each other, right? So, and my guidance was telling me that just bunching it all into 4 categories was sufficient for this episode and for this moment in time. But of course, before I dive in, there are many more souls and categories, and right, the great big oneness consciousness of creation vibration. And then we are all these individual souls that come here that play characters, and we play out dynamics with each other and for each other. And this is going to be exciting. So let me say hello. Hello, my gorgeous sister. How are you? I hope you are well. I hope you are making sure you're resting, because the vibrations have been coming in so strong, so strong. Have you been feeling it? We are being flooded with vibrational influx, with light, that we're now not only having to absorb and integrate, but also now learn to hold, learn to carry, right? We're now in a time where old energies are being continuously pushed up to the surface, old patterns, old ego, old coping, old protection, old self-sabotage, old habits, old insecurities, old fears, right? As these higher frequencies are coming in, it has to push up all of the density, all of the old energy, all of the whatever wounding, whatever trauma is still there. It'll be shown to us. We'll feel it, we'll see it, we'll recognize it, right? So it's all being pushed to the surface. So make sure you are staying very, very much in your feminine energy. Make sure you're breathing, make sure you're resting, make sure you're eating clean foods, make sure you are exercising your body, and make sure you're healing, right? This is a very intense process, and now is opportunity for you to really just level up so quickly, so quickly. It's all moving and shifting in magical ways. And I'm so happy to see you here, and I'm so grateful for your presence. Let's dive in. Now, before we get to this list, let's just come back to the premise, right? The premise is that you are a soul. I am a soul. We are all extensions of Source. And in the highest parts of our soul, we are all one. Even here, even though we're experiencing we're still one. The separation is just an illusion. But there are so many layers to us as souls. There are so many levels to us, and we're really very vast, very grand. And so, because we have been moving through so many incarnations here on Earth, we have accumulated a lot of karma. We have given our power away to our ego. We have given our power away to the illusion, to the external, to anything that, as you know, will tell us we're worthy or we're not worthy, or because of status or because of money or because of relationship, it now either makes us better than or less than, right? So we have, over the course of the incarnations, we've accumulated a lot of energy. And that is now all coming to a culmination. That's what this ascension is about. That's what this new earth concept is about, because we are now ready to purge and heal and clear all of these old energies that are not of the light, that are not of our true self, that are not in alignment with our true goddess self any longer. So now this is the reason why there are different categories for incarnations. And it's complex, right? It's much more complex than just these 4 categories, as I've already said. But I'm going to try to do my best to keep it simple and to also illuminate how this is the process of ascension. This is the process of evolving into new earth consciousness, into goddess consciousness, into light embodiment, light alignment. For my audio listeners, I'm holding up a piece of paper and it's got 4 different type of soul categories. Number 1, karmic soul contracts. Then number 2 is the soulmate contract. Number 3 is the soul flame contract. And number 4 is the twin flame contract. I'm saying contracts because before we came here, before we embodied, we have made contracts with other souls. And this is where we're coming back to, we're all here together. We're all one. We're all here to work this out together. And we're all here to help each other heal. We're all here to help each other get triggered. We're all here with the goal in mind of healing, learning, growing, and ascending. It is the only reason at this point in time that we are here. It was the ultimate intention in the beginning of Earth. But like I've said, the ego took humans for a ride quite a bit. So there's been some delays. Let's put it that way. Anywho, let's continue on. So now I'm going to keep explaining for the audio listeners what I'm pointing to, but it should actually make sense. Let's look at the number 1. It's on the bottom of the page, and it is the bottom of the page because this is where karmic contracts, karmic relationships. Now, this is very self-explanatory. It says it in the name, right? Karmic. Because of the accumulation of all of the lifetimes, we have accumulated karma. Meaning whatever we've done to another being, knowingly or unknowingly, we get to experience in return. It could be from other lifetimes, it could be from this lifetime. But karmic partners, karmic relationships are definitely where love hurts. These are the relationships that could be with a parent, could be with a sibling, could be with a caretaker, could be with a teacher, could be with a best friend, could be with a business partner, could be with a lover, could be with a husband or a wife. Karmic relationships show up everywhere. And these are relationships, but let's stick to the subject of love, where it is still very unhealed, okay? This is all, karmic relationships are all about the dysfunction, the toxicity, right? This is all about where we're still very unconscious and we're still looking for validation, we're still looking for approval, we're still looking to fill the void with another person. And so this is where lots of game playing, this is where lying and cheating and heartbreak And yeah, bad experiences in the name of love. And when we look at the history and the timeline of humanity, you know, we really need to understand that love has not always been that positive experience, that happy, beautiful, harmonious, peaceful experience, right? Because there's just been so much lesson to be learned and karma to be repaid. So these are soul contracts. Karmic relationships are soul contracts that come in to help us see, right? Because it's either to pay back karma. So let's say you were very badly heartbroken, you were very badly betrayed by a lover. This was definitely a karmic relationship. And most likely it was because of what you've done to another, what you've done to a lover, what you've done to other beings in the past, this lifetime or other lifetimes, right? Maybe you've played with people's hearts. Maybe you've taken people for granted. Maybe you were the one who cheated or lied or betrayed. Maybe you were the one playing games, right? In this lifetime or other lifetimes. So karmic soul contracts are the contracts that are meant to help you pay back your karma. So it's a very positive thing because in the end, we need to clear this karma. We need to pay it back. And also, karmic contracts are very, very helpful in the growth, in the learning, in the realization of, oh, wow, if one is willing to look back and self-observe, right? Then this would be the relationship where you look back and you realize that, I didn't look at the flags. I didn't see the flags, or I saw the flags, but I ignored them. Or this is when you can see, oh, I gave too much. I overgave and I let them take advantage of me, right? Or this is the relationship where, you know, again, you didn't really realize who the person was. And karmic relationships are generally very chemically activating, right? Lots of chemistry. You know, in the beginning, especially very fun and exciting, very high highs and low lows. Oftentimes very emotionally unstable, imbalanced, and lots and lots and lots and lots of playing games. Now then we come to the soulmate. Soulmate contracts are definitely a step up. And so soulmate contracts oftentimes now are contracts where, let's say somebody comes in, a soul comes in, incarnates in, and they're not here to necessarily learn so much through love. They're not here to learn so much or have so much karma or, you know, so many more things that they need to realize about self-love, because through relationship, we also learn self-love, right? That's the ultimate goal. What are we allowing? What are we not allowing, right? As we heal and as we evolve, we become more and more and more self-loving, becoming more aware and in tune with the goddess that we are. And as this goddess, knowing that, yes, you deserve it all the love, all the care, all the attention, all the sensitivity, all the devotion, all the fun, all the joy, right? All of it. And soulmate relationships and soulmate contracts are generally still growth and learning. Yes, still sometimes karmic a little bit. They can turn to karmic too. Soulmate relationships are, you know, where there is still growth that you receive through the relationship. All contracts are about the growth, absolutely. But soulmate relationships are generally, a bit more peaceful than the karmic ones. And they are more so to, okay, so we're going to focus on growth and healing, maybe in terms of money or health, right? So soulmate relationships are generally not that exciting. It's more about having a foundation together so the healing and the growth can be done in other areas of life, right? Because not all of us are here for that love manifestation. Some of us are here to really grow in terms of health awareness or karma in and around health, or karma in and around finances, or karma in and around, parental relationships. And so soulmates can be anybody. We have so many soulmates. We have hundreds of soulmates. Parents can be soulmates. Again, teachers, friends, lovers, work colleagues, anybody can be a soulmate contract. People that you recognize and you immediately like them, and you immediately feel a connection, and you immediately feel this sense of, oh, this is nice. Oh, I feel like I know you. You know what I mean? It's that very close, deep, connected, safe, or somewhat safe realization, connection, awareness to the relationship. Now, these, of course, are all about healing, right? As we heal out of the karma, as we heal out of the big lessons in and around love and self-love and codependency and all of the attachments, right? We evolve now, and we're now much more wanting and attracting soulmates, right? We've evolved, we've leveled up to the soulmate status. But now that we are really, really, really ascending, and the frequencies are coming in so strong and so high, and we're really now aware of this new earth paradigm, what we're now needing to pay attention to is we're evolving, we're healing, we're growing. And now the next level up, the third one up, is soul flame. Soul flame is Romeo and Juliet. Soul flame is that love, that eternal love, that where you as souls have met through lifetimes, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, over and over and over again. And maybe you've met in every lifetime at some point, or maybe you've met, every 10 lifetimes. But soul flames are the relationships where you've healed, right? You've now healed to a pretty good degree. There's always more healing. There is no such thing as perfection, right? So all relationships are always meant to help us heal. All relationships are always meant to help us, step into more self-love, self-worth. How much love are we able to give? How much love are we able to receive, right? Because up here, number 3, soul flame, you know what I mean? A soul flame cannot be with a karmic. It's not possible. A karmic would not be able to be with a soul flame simply because the nervous system is still used to love hurting. The nervous system is still used to trauma and wounding and highs and lows and roller coaster and playing games and feeling unsafe and not knowing what's going to happen and dysfunction and toxicity. somebody who's still unhealed and quite unconscious in the karmic realm, even if they come across a soul flame or even a soulmate, they're going to self-sabotage. Even though they may consciously think, oh, wow, this is the kind of love I've been wanting. This is the kind of love I've dreamt of. This is the kind of love I've been looking for, right? An unhealed person, no matter how much the intention is to want this amazing love, they will either sabotage it, self-sabotage it, or consciously push it away, because they will know, because they're not ready to give what this person wants and deserves. And so let's come back to soul flame. Now, soul flame is when you're really ready to be in a regulated nervous system, when you're really ready to be in a harmonious relationship, when you're really ready to, you've healed enough to know that you're ready to give and receive. You're really ready to be in that space of such deep connection, deep recognition, right? Soul flames have loved each other for eons and eons. And when they come together, that's it. That's it. That's it for this lifetime. They're going to stay together for this lifetime, 100%. Soulmates, not necessarily, and karmics, most likely not. Because karmics are just really there to highlight the lack, the victim, the dysfunction that's still there, the wounding that's still there, right? And by the way, karmics are still unhealed in the mother and the father wounding. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, it has to be the same sex. A woman can have mother wounding that she projects onto the masculine, and a masculine can have father wounding that he projects onto the feminine. Generally, feminine has the daddy issues projecting them onto the masculine. Generally, the masculine has the mommy issues projecting them onto the feminine, right? So, but it can cross over too. It's not set in that way. So, soul flame is where you're aware of each other as souls. You're aware of each other and you have deep, deep reverence. Deep reverence. This is the place where you care about how the other person feels. This is where you care about clear communication. Soul flame is open-hearted, peaceful. There are no more ups and downs. It's still fun and exciting, right? It doesn't mean boring by any means. It is just safe. And the joy and the excitement that is experienced together is grounded and centered. It is never something where you have to wait for the other shoe to drop. It's never something where you have to look over your shoulder because you're just not sure what they're doing. None of that. This is deep reverence for each other's soul. And because of this awareness, right? Because of this new earth goddess presence, it really truly is that place, that space of true love, where you're healed, but also so aware, right? You know what would hurt the partner and the other way around. And so that's not even an option, because there is no intention to harm or hurt, right? And if that ever occurs, then there's going to be growth through the processing and the communication of it together. Twin flames, the one on the top, number 4, is twin flames. And so twin flames are different, right? These, the first, the karmic, the soulmate, second, and the third, the soul flame, these are all individual souls, right? These are contracts formed depending on where we are at what point on the life journey are we going to meet, and what are we going to do together, right? We're going to create together. We're going to grow together. We're going to learn together. We're going to heal, right? So we're arranging these contracts with other souls that we know very well and that we are contracted to meet, you know, as we're planning out our life, because everything is planned. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences, by the way. So, you know, again, remember, you as the soul that you are, you being in touch with your higher self, you being in your goddess embodiment, you understanding who you really are in the new earth, in the consciousness of recognizing who you are as a soul, playing in this field of energy, you will want either a soul flame or twin flame. Now, coming back to 1, 2, 3 are individual souls. The twin flame is you. When we look at the twin flame journey, and we're talking about twin flames, which is a big subject right now, we have to realize that twin flames are not a separate soul. Twin flames are the exact same soul. And the soul split before incarnating and is playing both human experiences at the same time. Twin flames, when twin flames meet, it's like looking in the mirror. It's like the shock to the system. The only thing that maintains that sense of separation, that sense of individuality, the sense of I, is the ego. The only thing that separates twin flames is the mind. It's the only thing that separates all of us. The ego is the only thing that separates all of us. But for twin flames especially, it is the recognition of self within another. And so twin flames are, let me see, what can we say about twin flames? Twin flames are very much about shifting the individual personality into high gear, into ascension. Soul flames do it on their own. Soul flames are very old souls. Soul flames are here to be a part of the new earth, a part of the ascension from the get-go. They are already interested in growth. They're already interested in healing. They're already interested, and they've probably been working on themselves, you know, for a great amount of time. Twin flames, it's different. It's different. So twin flames, it's generally the case that one is the feminine and one is the masculine. There are twin flames that are same sex. Absolutely. But again, one is the feminine energy and one is the masculine energy. Yeah. The interesting thing about it is, and I'm generalizing here, right? Don't get upset with me. I'm just generalizing. Generally, when it comes to twin flames, it's the feminine energy that is awakened. It's the feminine energy that has focused on her healing, has focused on her growth, has focused on her light embodiment, on her goddess embodiment. It's the feminine energy of the twin flame journey that generally, when she meets her counterpart, will activate him, right? Because it's the vibration they both hold. They're the same soul. And when they meet, and that's also destined, that's also all planned and orchestrated, when they meet, it is the vibration of her being in that higher frequency of self-awareness, of self-embodiment, that will activate him. It doesn't mean that the masculine part of the twin flame is necessarily completely unhealed, because that will be karmic energy still down here. You know, masculine's generally somewhat awake, somewhat aware, but there's definitely still going to be healing necessary, and they will continue to heal together. Absolutely. And the twin flame journey is really interesting. Oftentimes, upon meeting, it is such a shock to the system that there's going to be a separation. And the separation is all about the one who needs to heal more, the one who needs to catch up, the one who needs to realize, the one who needs to awaken more, the one who needs to get to that place of, this is the only person for me. You know what I mean? So sometimes that takes a second there for them to catch up, for them to learn their final lessons, for them to strip away, you know, old behaviors, insecurities, lack, you know, bad habits. And what else can I say about the twin flame journey? The twin flame journey oftentimes is really meant to help them overcome the illusion. This is why twin flames oftentimes are, they have an age gap. So anywhere from 10 to 20 years of an age difference is very normal for twin flames, sometimes even 30 years. They could be from very different cultures. They could be from very different religious backgrounds, right? Because it's all about overcoming the illusion. It's all about overcoming the external. It's all about overcoming the judgments and really, really dropping into the depth of the soul being the only truth, the soul connection, it being the only truth. So if we were to compare 3, the soul flame, to 4, the twin flame, what I would say is that twin flame is meant to help with the ascension, help with the healing, help with the work of co-creating and you know, manifesting into new earth, and you know, really being an example for love and overcoming obstacles, and you know, leveling up above the illusion, like I've said. Versus soul flame is much more easy from the get-go, right? Soul flames, they come together and they stay together, and both of them are already on their paths. Both of them are already, you know, in a conscious or healed place. Both of them are already quite peaceful, and yeah, they could be working together or doing something separately, but just being in a very supportive relationship, right? It's soul flame oftentimes tends to be more peaceful than the twin flame, although both very passionate, right? Very passionate. It's just that the twin flame journey is extra intense, because it's the same soul. It's the same soul. You know, my daughter is with her twin flame. And I remember this day, like yesterday, her partner, and they're so young. But yeah, you know, they're very conscious, they're very evolved. And so I remember him saying to me, looking me dead in the eyes, and him saying to me, "So, Britta, what does it feel like meeting the other half of your daughter's soul?" I was like, jaw on the floor, right? So, like, so incredibly there and conscious and awake. But they also had to go through a separation, you know, because he was freaking out in the beginning and ran away, as they often do. So nevertheless, let's come back to this. These are soul contracts. And when we're really understanding that relationship is a part of the leveling up, relationship is a part of the growth, the healing, the ascension into new earth consciousness, right? It is through relationship of love, of giving and receiving love, of being in harmonious relationship, that we really see how relationship has everything to do with this evolution, right? Because karmic, this is where love hurts. Soulmate, still lots of drama, you know, never all that peaceful. It can get peaceful because both are wanting to work together, both are wanting to heal. Soul flame, so much more peaceful. Love doesn't hurt anymore, right? Love is now a gift. It's peaceful. The nervous system is regulated. It's working together. It's revering each other's soul, right? It is really a deep soul recognition, whether the purpose is together or separate. But it is a safe place to love. Twin flame, again, very different. It separates itself from the rest because it's not about a contract with anybody else. It is literally your own soul looking you dead in the eyes. It's quite interesting. And yeah, so twin flames are a big part of this new earth ascension process, because when twin flames come together, right, when both have taken in that recognition of that, well, I'm going to stop resisting and I'm going to overcome my fears and I'm going to control my ego and I'm going to step into this. It is the coming into wholeness within, because they're the same soul, right? So it's really truly a huge, deep ascension process within self that will bring them together and then unite them into this union. Soul flames are also, right, significant level of union. And it's soul flame and twin flames that are really the example relationships of the new earth. Now, if you feel that you are in a soulmate relationship, please don't give that any negative judgment, because healed individuals and peaceful and grounded individuals within a soulmate relationship can also be of great purpose just by them being together, right? And they can also elevate, right, into the deeper and deeper levels of soul connection and soul recognition. You know, it depends. It depends what they're here for. It depends on what the soul is here for as well. You know, soulmates don't always have to have that deep soul recognition where they're acknowledging it, where they're aware of it, right? Because maybe these souls came in with the intention of figuring out other things, of supporting this new earth in other ways, on other levels. And so coming back to the premise of it all, that nothing happens by accident. And relationships are contracted. And we're here to evolve. And we're here to learn and we're here to heal. And this is yet another invitation for you to realize that not without healing, it's not without healing that you can reach into these deeper levels of soul connection. And this is the last thing I'm going to say, so I can keep it somewhat on the time. Down here, right, the karmic or lower level soulmate relationships, people have good intentions, right? It's not like people are looking to have toxic relationships. Obviously not. And so, you know, this is where a lot of the relationship advice that's out there, you know, it's really misleading, because without healing, we will not get to this soul connection. Without healing, we will not get to the depth of love being a beautiful thing. Without the healing, we will not feel safe in love, and we will not be safe in love, because if we're not healing, we can have a list from here to Moscow on the attributes we want in our partner. We can make sure we ask all the right questions to make sure that they are the right fit for us. But if we're unhealed, our subconscious will always bring forth the same patterns over and over and over again. It just happens that way. And I've seen it myself. I've seen it myself many, many, many times, where, you know, this one client, you know, she was just like, I've been dating and I've been going on these dates and I've got my list and I'm making sure, and I'm going as slow as possible so I can really get to know him, so I can really figure out that, you know, he's all that and we're compatible, right? And then sure enough, because she tried to bypass some of her healing work, because she tried to bypass some of her father wounding, no matter how perfect that other person that you're interviewing appears, it doesn't even matter about them. If you're still unhealed or you need to go deeper, they will start emerging with toxic behaviors. Whatever triggers you in your wounding, whatever triggers you in your trauma, whatever it is not healed within self will come out in the other person, like magic. It just comes out. There is no way around it. Your subconscious will always bring back around that which still needs to be healed. Your subconscious will always bring back around that which still needs to be addressed. It's why you're here. It's why we're all here. So don't skip out on your healing. Don't get loosey-goosey on your healing. It will benefit you in every sense of the way. And especially if you want to experience love that feels safe and joyous and exciting and supportive and creative and just amazing, then yes, you've got to go deeper into yourself. You've got to focus onto your healing and look at it as a positive thing. Look at it as this is the reason why you've come here. This is the reason why you've incarnated, right? So it's not a, ugh, it's not an annoying thing. It's not like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, let me bypass. You know, it's something that we cannot hide from. We can run, but we cannot hide. Okay, my gorgeous sister. I hope this was helpful to all of the questions in and around soul contracts, because most connections, most relationships are contracted. And oh, one more thing. You know, sometimes we could still be in the karmic or soulmate level, and a soul flame comes along. That doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, right? A soul flame can come along in form of a teacher, in form of a healer, in form of a guide, in form of a person that inspires us or helps us level up, you know, somebody who sees something in us and wants to be of support. So again, you know, soul flames don't necessarily have to be romantic. They can show up already more conscious, already more evolved, seeing something special in you and wanting to support you, wanting to lift you, wanting to inspire you to heal and to become everything that you have come here to be. Because it's not just about love. Although love is a huge, huge, huge foundation to the new earth, because it is about love and being able to not only give love, but also to fearlessly receive love, right? We've got to heal through the layers of the nervous system, of the body, of the ego body, you know, to be able to withstand intimacy and deep connection. Because that, to an unhealed person, is frightening as heck. And it'll make them run for the hills. All right, I've got to stop myself. I could talk on this subject for hours, but I'm already way over again. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, your presence on this platform. And as always, I am sending love and light blessings to you and yours. Ciao for now.